In that case, let's move on to our Pokedjacent topic, which, as always, Pokedjacent, we're not trying to inform or persuade or be useful at all. We're just paying a nice homage to something. And this week, because it's after Thanksgiving, so a couple days after, but Thanksgiving episode part 2, Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, if you're into that sort of thing, we wanted to say and note just a couple of nerdy things in our lives that we are grateful for in the moment, or I think we've kind of decided, like in the larger pandemic, we've survived another year of just horrible life atrocities, and we're here. And what's some of the things that have helped get us there beyond loved ones and family and friends who, yes, we are also grateful for those. Do you want to go back and forth? Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go
Let's
first?
go back and forth. Let's ping pong it.
Let me go first. I'm ready. I'm ready to do this.
Go.
I've been playing D&D. I just finished up my first D&D campaign with some of my oldest friends. We did it virtually. It was a lot of fun. I don't necessarily love every facet of it, but I very much enjoy, as people will tell you, that kind of fun team builder-y social aspect and getting to spend lots of time with those friends. And yes, I enjoy all things high fantasy, so of course D&D.
Very fun. I have been enjoying playing so many new video games on the PS5, and chiefly among them, I'll say Tales of Arise by Bandai Namco. It's very good. It's got a great storyline. Its effects are way more impressive than I expected. Loving it. Also, high fantasy. Kind of sci-fi, kind of fantasy.
Okay.
A good combination.
I usually prefer the straight high fantasy, but if you want to mix some aliens in there, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, my second thing I'm going to call out is a game that I just got for the Switch that it got kind of bad reviews, and I thought for the longest time about getting it because I thought it looked good, but the reviews are bad. And I'm like, eh. But I finally just got it, and I played it, and I'm really glad I did. It's called Kingdoms of Amalur, and it is essentially a kind of older, like a 10-year-old action hack and slash RPG. And the reason that people don't like it on the Switch is because basically nothing was updated or anything like that, right? They just kind of spat out an old game on a new system, and that made people mad. I really like it.
I love that. I'm fine with that.
I have no issue putting myself back 10 years ago because that's mostly still where my brain lives.
Yeah.
And I finally pulled the trigger, and I've been putting some serious hours into it on the Nintendo Switch, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
That's great. I'm looking that up. My next thing I'll say is I have really been enjoying the Star Wars High Republic books. I have finished the second arc of those books, and I'm very excited for the last of it. We Are All the Republic. The High Republic is fantastic, and if you're not reading them and you're a Star Wars person, you're really missing out.
That's fantastic. Jesse, my third and last thing is many other podcasts. I'm a big podcast fan, or video vodcast, whatever you want to call it in our case. And so I was going to call it the two that I listen to the most, and they're my two favorites. One is called Retro Warriors, and they are specifically retro video game themed. And then the other one is probably a little more popular, and they're called Wizard and the Bruiser, and they're more still nerdy, all things nerdy, but not just within video games by any stretch. You know, they'll do a comic book series one week and a TV series next week, a video game next week, just kind of an assortment of nerdy things. And those are my two weekly ones that, like, I listen to a lot more, but I look forward to those every Monday. They make my Mondays a little more enjoyable. For almost basically when the pandemic started, it's probably when I started picking both of those up.
That's great. I think it's not for quite as long, but similarly, I have been keeping up with a few dubs each week as I get new dubs for these handful of shows. I've been watching them, and I'm really enjoying the characterization of these dubs. I'm obsessed with Back Arrow, which I've mentioned before, I think, on the podcast. It is just a wild, silly ride. Do not expect anything to be make sense. It's all ridiculous and very dramatic, but it's fun. And then Oh my God. Have I lost um why have I lost the name of the other one?
I know which one you're thinking of, but I don't remember the name either. But you definitely told me about it, and you told me to watch it, and it's been a long time, and I also
Oh
didn't.
God. I don't know if I so the other one that in particular I'm thinking of is the case study of Vanitas, which is a vampire manga and anime um, set in like late 1800s Paris, and it's so stupid and fun. I'm enjoying it a lot too. It's getting me through the hellscape that is the real world.
Amen. Need some of those lighted,
You need art to
goofy,
get you through.
those lighthearted, goofy things that make no sense to get us through some otherwise outlandish times that we have to actually exist in.
Exactly.
Jesse, at some point, Chris and I want to have you on a Last Podcasters episode because Chris wants to talk about some of his favorite anime with you. And it's not that I refuse to participate with him, it's just that I'm an uneducated schmuck and I won't be able to contribute.
I would love to do that anytime.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. Thank you for indulging us in our Pokedjacent topic. We hope you'll sit down and, obviously, as we mentioned, thankful for all of our loved ones and family members and such. And we hope that you'll sit down and count your blessings and that things are going well for you. And that's our Pokedjacent topic.
Yeah.
It's also our Pokemalarkey episode. This has been 27. It is Hypno's nap time, and that's in Pokemon Indigo League, the first season. I think we're like, what, halfway through the first season, give or take?
Give or take.
Something in
Like,
that ballpark.
yeah. Close.
And thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us. As always, I'll put contacty stuff down in the description. Happy Thanksgiving. Jesse, I will see you and all of our other friends, and I was going to say patrons. We don't have patrons. We have listeners, I guess, audience.
You can give me money anytime.
Send money Jesse's way. He loves money. And we'll see you all next time.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
See ya.